Yeah, so I'm the Director of Medical Oncology at the Austin, and I also work for the Ludwig Institute for Cancer Research, where I head a program that looks at cancer vaccines. So that work is based around a recognition that the immune system is a potential way to fight cancer. I think we all recognise that existing treatments, chemotherapy, radiotherapy, surgery, have all got their limitations, and there are probably other ways of treating cancer. And our major focus over recent years has been finding ways of getting the immune system to do that job.
Okay, and where are you kind of at with that research?
Well, it's a long journey.
Yeah.
You know, the analogy that we've, I guess, come to use relates a bit to the walk and the Great Wall of China. You know, it's one brick at a time, one step at a time, but we're getting there. The immune system has been recognised as having potent effects on cancer for many years, but it's been a long time coming in trying to find ways of really using that to advantage in the clinic. And I guess the big breakthrough took place about 15 years ago when some colleagues of ours at the Ludwig Institute in Belgium, and more recently other Ludwig Institute branches around the world have contributed to this research, came up with some really key discoveries. And those discoveries relate to targets which are present on the cancer cell, which the immune system can see and can recognise and can attack. And those are targets which are not present on normal cells of the body. So you've got a way that the immune system can be selective at attacking the cancer. And those targets are molecules which can be produced in the laboratory and turned into vaccines. So by taking these molecules and making vaccines out of them, we're trying to stimulate the immune system against targets on the cancer, much as you would stimulate the immune system against diphtheria or whooping cough for the treatment of infectious diseases.
Okay, so what's happening as far as the patients that are, I guess, part of the study for this vaccine? Yeah. What's the results happening there?
Okay, so again, a longish story. We started a clinical trial in conjunction with the biotechnology company CSL, and started working with them about 7 or 8 years ago. Developed a vaccine based on Ludwig Institute discoveries, and took that into a clinical trial, which has now completed some years ago.
How many people were part of that?
So there were about 50 patients who took part in that trial, and it was what we call a phase 1 study. So the study was basically aimed at trying to figure out how the immune system responded to the vaccine and to determine whether or not it was safe to give to people. We did that, found that it was safe, found that they got good immune responses against the target molecule. And then, somewhat unexpectedly, because it was never really part of our game plan early on, we noticed that there seemed to be some impact on the disease. The patients who took part in the trial had malignant melanoma, which is a form of skin cancer, and they had a relatively advanced stage disease, but disease which could be removed by the surgeons. So if you like, they were patients who had the disease removed surgically, but were at very high risk of it coming back again. So
just on that, why, given that it was removed surgically, why are they then at high risk?
Yeah, they're at high risk because the cancer gets away. So cells from the cancer get out into the bloodstream or into the lymph nodes and spread into other parts of the body. And once they spread to other parts of the body, they start to grow and form secondary tumours. And they can form in the brain or the liver or the bones or the lungs, anywhere virtually. And we recognise that there are some patients who have these high-risk melanomas, and even despite surgery, have a really serious risk of the disease coming back, you know, within the next 3 to 5 years.